I went from a nobody to like everyone knows who I am.
Wow.
Like it's strange how like the clout changes you. It does.
All right, welcome back to the 204 Rise podcast, where we document the rise and stardom of Winnipeg's talent and personalities.
Well, we might as well, speaking of Drake, we might as well get our guest in here. He's an OVO brand ambassador. He's always the hardest working person in the room. He's a multi enthusiast, a former YouTube star. It's your man, it's my man, it's the Magic Man.
Hey, thanks for having me on the podcast here.
How you doing? Yeah, put on those headphones.
Let's get into your YouTube career. I feel like that's where you would say that your work ethic kicked in with you had over 150 subscribers, right?
Yeah, I was
150,000
around
subscribers.
that level.
That's insane. What was that experience like for you, man?
It was crazy. Like I went from nothing to like I have like almost everything I want now. It's crazy.
That's insane. So how long did it take you to reach 150 plus subscribers?
Like when I first started out, it was like I'm pretty sure it was like 2014, maybe even earlier. Like, I was in grade 10 at the time. It took me, I think, like about 4 years, I think, to get to that part.
See, man, like you did the TSN highlights, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I kind of edited it a little bit, like make it like top 10s and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I would go back on YouTube, like I was watching like one of your videos, and I'm like, this is crazy. I never thought it would be someone that I actually knew. Like,
you know, as a YouTuber, you're watching their videos.
Let's start from the beginning. So what gave you the idea to start a YouTube channel, and were you a fan of YouTube? Did you have people that you watched on YouTube, and how did this all come about? The name, even the Magic Man.
Man. Okay.
What's the history, man?
The history. There's a lot of history. It goes way back. I think to grade 10. I think it was like winter. I don't know like what it was, but I really liked hockey at the time.
Sure.
And I actually started off on Vine actually.
Oh,
like
okay.
Actually when Vine was still a thing, I thought maybe if no one's making like hockey posts or like sports posts on Vine, so I might as well be that guy. And I don't know what got me into it. I just did it for fun, I guess, because I was in grade 10. I didn't know like there's nothing better I could do with my time, even though I could be doing like math or something like that.
True.
But
so you started off with just highlights.
Yeah, like 6-second highlights on Vine.
6-second highlights.
And
on
all
Vine.
of a sudden I realized no Vine's I could probably step it up a little bit, go on YouTube, do the same thing kind of.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like after the first few videos, I didn't get that many views, obviously, when you first start off. But then one video, I think it was one of the top 10 videos, it got like 40,000 views over one night. I was like, what? This is crazy.
You saw
and
like overnight?
Overnight, yeah. When I woke up, it was like at like 100 views or something like that, and just like that, I can't snap.
What was that feel, bro? Like that's insane.
When I first saw that, I was like, whoa, this could be something big. Like when I first saw that, so like I just kept on doing it to stay consistent.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, in the first year, I didn't really make that many subscribers or anything. Like I only got like 1,000. But YouTube growth is actually like exponential. Like you have to wait for that one viral video to hit, and then you just skyrocket. You take that opportunity, you jump on it.
Wow.
For the guest, like the audience that doesn't know, Mike was a YouTuber. I don't know if you're still in YouTube.
Not at the moment, because I knew it would eventually end one day, knowing the content I was putting out.
Yeah. But what's your advice for someone who's starting up, just brand new? Like, what's the piece of one advice you can give them for YouTube?
The one advice, that's the one advice. You gotta be consistent, and you gotta be original. That's like the two things that's most important. But being consistency is actually not the hard thing. It's the originality.
Yeah.
Because you have to put something that's not on YouTube currently, kind of, which is really hard.
That's definitely true. Let's talk about a little bit more of the YouTube algorithms. How do you succeed? How do you use them? Yeah.
The algorithm. Back when I was still a YouTuber, the algorithm was much different with the copyright stuff. And that's what got me through it, kind of. The copyright laws were different back then. So what happened was like I could still make these videos, and some of the videos would be monetized, but I wouldn't be able to like my videos wouldn't get striked or anything until like the laws kind of changed, where like the demonetization stuff, like we can put like content that's like not yours, other people could like just instantly strike it, even if they don't own like video, kind of.
Wow. So when you were at that peak, what was your peak like?
The peak.
And you said you had everything you wanted. Was like
Yeah, I was like around my senior year in high
Your
school.
senior year in high school.
Or
Oh yeah, you were balling then, man.
I was definitely balling. I went from a nobody to like everyone knows who I am.
Wow.
Like it's strange how like the clout changes you. It does. It really
And
does.
You were making money. I don't know if you want to get into money, but you were making racks.
It was a lot of money.
And that's strange for a high school kid to go from, like, many high school kids are working minimum wage jobs, and you're
It's more.
You're
than
making more than
average.
the teachers.
Yeah.
Did you ever think like I might as well just drop out of school if this is working for me? Like, why?
I actually never thought about that because I knew eventually this would end. Actually, because knowing the content I was putting out is like not really mine. I'm just editing it.
Yeah.
To make it kind of original.
How did you deal with all this pressure? You had this pressure now, like you're.
I still do.
You still do, yeah. You still have this pressure. You're like, man, we're making money. I'm making videos. People like our videos. Making friends. I'm making clout. Like, how do you handle that?
You said the clout changes you.
It really does.
What's that?
Explain
What's that about?
change.
Like back when before I was a YouTuber, I was actually this really, I don't want to say, but I was a broke dude.
Okay. That's fine. Sure.
I don't know how, but I was still nice and all, but I'm actually still the same person, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But for some people, it would change them. Like I know people who had friends who only wanted to be friends with me only because I was a YouTuber and stuff like that, and it changes how people think of you, kind of.
True. It's 100%. I think the circle also, the people you surround yourself with, is also a major contributor to either success or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you find that to be an issue at all, or?
Kind of true. You always want to surround yourself with people that like who you want to be with, like, who you want to be like, kind of. And obviously, people would want to be with someone that's really successful.
Yeah.
And that's what it kind of is at this point when people want to be friends with me. It's like, oh yeah, because this guy has everything, pretty much.
Damn.
Do you think that psychologically affected your friendships with future people? Like, do you think it's the reason why, I'm not trying to offend you, or like that why you're so, do you keep a tight circle?
Tight circle? Yeah, it's kind of is, because like there's not a lot of, I'm gonna be honest, there's not a lot of people you could trust out there in the world that they want to screw you over. Kind of, I know people who are like that, and I'm a victim of one, and because I've been finessed a few times in the world. It kind of made me like it made me into like this weird, like, have trust issues now with everyone like I talk to at this point. Like I just can't really trust them or something like that. Like that's why I don't like share my notes and my knowledge on everything with other people.
That's
wow, man.
That you would say that was basically a life-changing experience for you then?
Yes, I think it was, and now I know, like I've learned from the past now.
It's like what J. Cole said: "Fool me once,
shame on you.
Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you," right?
Yeah. Fool me, you can't fool me again.
Exactly. That's awesome. Though,
so, going through your Instagram, we saw that you went to like TSN and the other things. So, was that part of like the come up on YouTube, or
that was?
How was that like?
That was pretty fun because I actually went inside TSN, and it was like they didn't know who I was at the time. So I was like a tourist at the time.
Okay.
So I was, might as well get a nice little pic of TSN, pretend I'm like part of the whole thing.
Damn.
Kind of funny.
Did you get to meet anybody that was memorable to you or anything like that?
Kind of. I mean, not really, because I think I'm just like a fan to them. They didn't know. They don't know about TheMagicMan or anything.
So then, when did you decide, or what was like the downfall? Like you would say, so you started getting copyright strikes, or?
No, I actually got an email from a guy who works at TSN.
Okay.
He was a lawyer there that worked for TSN, and they emailed me saying that, oh, you can't have these videos up because they own the videos, kind of, even though I edited them to make it look like it isn't, kind of. So what happened was I had to take all the videos down, or the channel gets striked. So I kind of did at the first time to get them off my ass, kind of like first like month. I took down all the videos. I put them on private actually, and then reinstated all of them after a month later, and then he got me.
You got me?
He got me.
Got you like how?
Like no warning, like 10 copyright strikes down.
So the whole channel is terminated?
Yeah, the whole channel is terminated in like 1 week.
What was that like for you? What was the mental mindset?
Like I was actually going through a lot of panic, but then I realized I've come to accept my fate, kind of like
you kind of had the idea that this was going to go down.
It's going to happen eventually, so I already accepted it that it was going to happen sooner or later. and it happened just like that. And I realized, you know what, it had time to like, it gives me a lot more time to focus on school, kind of. So now I'm just like a full-time student at this point.
How did that affect your relationships with people? And they realized, okay, this guy doesn't have everything he said he had anymore.
Yeah, the YouTube channel after it got down, it's kind of like, actually, it's kind of cool because like I think I still like chill with the people that before that the YouTube, like before I was a YouTuber, like those are the people I still hang out with. Like, but the people who come to me because like I was a YouTuber, I don't think I've like hanged out with them once after since then.
Wow, man. Wow.
That's what life is like, man. It's like once you have everything, the people you surround yourself with, like Jaco says, you could have all the best planes, or you could have a private jet, but it's not worth it if your friends are not there with you, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like even people use that to their advantage. You know what I mean? Like if you have that clout, you have that money, and sort of say,
Yeah.
our society's like portrayed that as like you're a celebrity, man. Like I want to be around you. They're not there for that true connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sometimes people just see the advantage, right, of more than like their gain, their personal gain, rather than how you're actually perceiving a person. Like we're all people at the end of the day, and sometimes people get hurt. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. But you did get some good times out of it. I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of good times.
You've
More
got your
good times than
plaque.
bad.
You've got
Yeah,
your
the
plaque.
plaque. Can you bring it over?
Yeah,
or-
bring it over, man. Let's
Alright.
show the viewers.
That'll be the main
Where's
camera.
where's the right here?
Oh,
All
okay.
right, this is it. The 1,000 subscribers silver play button right here.
When did
The
you
old-
get that? When
That
was
was a
that?
long time ago. I think it's like 2016, I believe.
And you started in 2014, right?
Actually, no, I think it was 2012. I remember because it's 4 years. So
Okay.
2012. I was just a guess.
So that was your pretty much peak.
The peak of YouTube, yes, the peak. Like that was when like my growth was like the best.
Yeah.
Like, cause I remember like in 1 year I went from like 10,000 subscribers to like 70,000 in like a few months.
That's insane.
The growth was actually crazy.
That's cool. And was it just surrounded around Winnipeg, or was it like?
It was global, like
Global?
worldwide, like from the U.S. Because like nobody, like the content I was putting out apparently was not available outside of Canada. So like it's all everywhere around. There's like that's where the views come from.
That's awesome. That's insane.
What was the feeling like when you received this? Because that's got to be an achievement, right?
Yeah, I
That's
remember like exactly when I got in the mail. Like I knew what it was. Saw it coming, and I was so hyped. I was like popping off and everything.
Well, do you think you'd ever get back into YouTube, or?
I was thinking about that. Maybe after I graduate, I might reunite with YouTube, make videos on whatever I'm doing,
Sure.
and we'll see how it goes.
That's awesome.
Maybe become a vlogger or something.
Vlogger.
I'm sure people would love to see that.
The life of Mike
The life
Lee.
of Michael Lee.
What's that? The Magic Man. What inspired that name?
The name, the Magic Man. It's actually named after one of my favorite hockey players. His name is Pavel Datsyuk. He's a retired hockey player now. He used to be in his prime, probably my favorite hockey player because he had the dangles. He had all the talent. It's kind of similar to that. And this was before the Winnipeg Jets came back, so like he was my favorite player at the time. So I just named it after him.
That's awesome.
I was a completely different person back then.
We can see that. So you said YouTube drama. Do you want to get into?
Okay, yeah. So this goes back to, I think it was like at the prime of YouTube where I actually took a little break.
Yeah.
But what happened? This is before the break. I got in the drama with some guy named. Apparently, he was actually taking my videos and, well, I don't really own the video, but he did post them like on his own channel, kind of, and he kept on doing it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, some guy brought it up to me. I was like, you know what, might as well just take this guy down, which I did. I got his channel shut down, and now he's on his. Like, he wants his revenge on me.
Yeah.
So